From there it start developing, and he came to know that I am inseparably related to my family members. Family is not a house. Family is persons. And he is being inseparably, organically, spiritually involved and evolved into family. And as and when his mind started developing, as and when, on the basis of the spiritual thought, yes, it is necessary also. Spirituality means, I am thinking that the thought level of the mind. And it is being slowly developed into his society surrounding. He used to say that the neighbor, yes, he is also very much related to me. He also thinks about me. He also gives something to me. I also have to partake something with him. This type of development, that's why family is being developed. Again, that word I want to use, organically evolved into the society or village, and from there it has been developed into Janapada, and from there it is being developed into nature as a whole also. Nature. He came to know that this water being given by the river, it has also got some relationship with me. So it's also a part of mine, and otherwise I am a part of it into nation, and from there it is being developed in the universe, the whole earth and all the universe, and from there it is being developed and merged with the Almighty. That is Akhanda Mandalakaram Yaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Who is the real Guru? One who shows this development circle, this spiral development evolution circle to person is the real Guru. Guru is not a person who make you capable to write an examination, make you capable to grab a job. No, the real Guru shows you the way in which you are developed into family, into society, into Janapada, into nation, into nature, and merge with the Almighty which creates all. That's the way in which our theory, our darshana, philosophy used to say, and Pandit Deendayalji said about this. This is the way. But those people who are thinking in another manner, which I have mentioned already, they are those who are thinking about the Bahurashtra or Navarashtrabhada, they used to say that it is all on the basis of some contract. Nothing spiritual, nothing organic. It is all on the basis of a contract, a social contract. Some persons coming together and making some laws and regulations, and mutually they sign that contract paper, and they came into they started coming and living into become a nation, and slowly it became a nation in a way, like an association, like a club or that. It's all based on some sort of physical, material contract, the social contract theory. But we are thinking, I have already said, and here also there is no contradiction in between individual and society. We never try to fight with the individual, with the society, or individual with the nature, and or individual with the God also. See, in the Western philosophical development, Western knowledge tradition, if you are going deeply into it, you come to know that in the beginning it was fight in between individual and individual, and during the Renaissance period it became a fight in between person and God, and then it has been developed into a fight in between. During the Industrial Revolution or scientific development, the person considered nature as his enemy. Science is necessary, science is needed to compete or to conquer or even to rape nature. Even rape nature. So nature became the enemy. First of all, person versus person, then person versus God, then person versus nature, and now in the modern times and in the Martian period, person with society, varga, fight in between vargas. Always fight is necessary. Fight is always necessary. And now it is the time man versus woman, woman versus man. Always these things are there. But in our theoretical development, when we are thinking, see, how scientific is this? How peaceful is this? How the whole world needed this theory, the integral humanism, Ekatma Manava Darsana, why it needed. That is being explained here. When person is being transformed into a society or a nation, nation itself is an entity. Itself is an organic entity. It is not nothing different from a person. What all emotions, commotions, compassions which person have, nation also have such emotions and commotions and compassions and all. You know, Deendayalji used to quote the famous psychologist and social scientist McDougall. He used to say that there is a group mind. Just as person has got mind, group mind is also there. There is a group mentality is there. It's quite obvious, we all know. Deendayalji used to give simple example to show that. A person, a student may be a weak man, always. One person who is not ready to ask the balance from the conductor, having got that courage to ask the balance from a bus conductor, became a violent attacker when he became a part of a group. He may be a dubla patla. 80 paise का जो concession ticket लिया, अभी है क्या? I don't know whether it is now in the buses. He took a ticket from the conductor 80 paisa. 20 paisa used to be asked. Nowadays it is not there. Oh, sorry. I am talking about the earlier times. He is not ready. He has not got the courage to ask. When the conductor gazed at him, he used to turn back. He is not ready to ask even. But that particular weak student became a violent personality when he became a part of 10 other like-minded persons. That group developed another sort of group mentality, another sort of group courage and group willpower. In the same way, the positive side is also there. Personally, many of the persons are very vulgar, used to drown in vices. But when he became a part of good person's company, he also became a spiritual personality. At least showing. And anyway, but group has got a mentality. Group has got an intelligence. Group has got its own soul. In this way, Rashtra also has got that. Only thing is that, again I am going back to Deendayalji's concept of cause of making the nation. One goal is necessary. See, when our community, our society changed its position from a tribal community to an agrarian community to a nation, in the way when they were living together, I don't want to elaborate much about that process of transformation, they developed a common goal before them. Why we are here? What we have to do in this whole universe? What is the purpose of our living? So they came to the conclusion that we have got a goal, a common goal. What was that goal? It has been clearly explained in Atharva Veda. The Deendayalji used to quote that many times, and our people, almost all of you, may know it by heart also. Bhadram Chanda Rishaya Survida Tabodiksham Upase Duragre Tato Rashtram Bala Mojascha Jadam Tadasmai Deva Upasandamantu. What is nation? They took a goal before them by the former rishis. What is that? Bhadramichanda Rishaya. Bhadramichanda. Bhadrata. For whom? For me? No, not for me. Not even for my family. Not even for my next development of the society. Not even for my own nation. For the whole universe. Bhadrata is needed. Welfare is needed. Peace is needed. Wealth is needed. Development is needed. So for that purpose, they started penance, their tapas. And from that tapa, Teja, Oja and Rashtra was being made. This whole people with that end in mind, again Please forgive me for repeating all these things like school children before school. With that goal before them, they have developed into a nation. Bhadrata. With that lakshya, they started living, and on that basis, an Atma, they got a soul on that basis. I have already said that the group has got its own intellect, its own mind, and its own Atma. This group's Atma is being technically explained by Pandit Deendayalji as Chiti, and it determines everything. It determines everything. Whether an act is correct or wrong, whether an action is pure or impure, whether Vibhishana did was correct or not. Vibhishana did one thing, he forsake Ravana and joined with Rama. It is a deceit, it is a cheat, it is a great betrayal in the interpretation of our own time. But when we are going through the history and our culture, according to our Chiti, when it is being examined, we used to say what Vibhishana did was the correct thing. What Kumbhakarna did was not correct. Kumbhakarna also knew that Ravana is adharmi, doing all sorts of adharma activities. Vibhishana also used to know. But Vibhishana, he grew beyond his brotherly affection, and he wanted to establish dharma in the whole world. For that purpose, he joined with Rama. Kumbhakarna also knows about all these things, but Kumbhakarna was not ready to secede from his brother. He was always with him. So who determines whether Kumbhakarna was right or Vibhishana right? Chiti determines. Chiti. What is the word which can be used in Malayalam? I feel that the most appropriate word, I feel, it has not been said by Deendayalji, because Deendayalji, I don't know whether he knows Malayalam or not. Manasakshi, the Sakshi, who is the witness of everything inside us. We used to say, if your Manasakshi agrees, you do it. You feel that your Manasakshi will give you mark for this particular action. I feel that Mana Sakshi, Mana, Buddhi, Sharira, everything has got a witness inside. He is seeing all. That what which sees all is called soul, and that soul is being technically interpreted by Deendayalji as Chiti. And on the basis of the Chiti, here, one culture, Sanskriti is being developed, and in connection with that culture, a civilization, outward appearances are being developed, and on the basis of that, an eternal law that help manifest and maintain Chiti, an eternal law. We are coming to Dharma. I feel that I took a bit more time which has been allotted for me. Sorry, I will conclude. Culture, okay, civilization which is a part of culture, it's all developed according to the Chiti. Our acts, action, talks, everything is being clearly screened by this Chiti, whether it is correct or wrong. And the most important thing is being developed, that is Dharma. What is Dharma? Deendayalji put it correctly, clearly. The eternal laws that help manifest and maintain Chiti of a nation are termed as Dharma. The eternal laws. To develop, to maintain, or to save forever this nation's Chiti is known as Dharma. In a way, Dharma is the repository of the nation's soul. Dharma is the repository. Dharma hasn't got any relation with yes, religion is a part of Dharma. As far as Kerala is concerned, there is no much confusion about Dharma and Mata. But the people living outside Kerala, especially in the North India, religion has got the name Dharma. Dharma is being translated as religion. There they have got much confusion. Because of that, When Deendayalji explained all these matters, he used to explain it in this way: we shall not be confused with dharma with religion. Here that confusion is not there. Dharma has got a pure concept here. Religion is a part of dharma. What is dharma? Dharma is what which sustains us. Sustains. What which holds us together. What which help us to move forward. What which give the capacity to compare whether my action is correct or wrong. Is it according to the chiti of this nation or not? So on the basis of the dharma, the Rajya, the state was evolved. Rajya means, state means government. State is not again saying synonym for nation. It is entirely different. Lot of institutions including state has been evolved by the chiti with the help of Virat. See, what is Virat? Virat is the prana shakti of the Rashtra. In human body also, in Hindu philosophy, it used to say that there is a force which sees everything, or there is a force which creates and give all sorts of prerana to us to do work. So Rashtra, Chiti, and Chiti has developed a strong willpower to manifest itself into lot of institutions. Such institutions came into existence, that is family, society, and even our literature, everything. All in accordance with the basic concept of our Chiti, all in accordance. What is the reason why I am saying that all in accordance with it? See our literature, for example, a simple example I am saying. When we are considering our literature, bharatheeya literature, all are in relation, clear relation with the basic chiti concept of our nation. What is our reason of cause of this nation produced? Nation kaise aaya? We have said it already that there should be a cause. What is the cause? Bhadrata of the whole universe. See, in each and every literature which has been made right from the Vedas to Puranas, everything is explaining and asking affirmatively to be good and do good to the whole universe. Sarvepi sukhinas santu, sarve santu niramaya. This is the common message. Everywhere you can say. Right from Veda, Upanishads. To be good means we have to evolve ourselves into a good being. For what? To good for the whole world. We never think that we are fighting each other to the survival of ourselves. We never think. Survival of the fittest or the... no, it is not here. We used to say that Devan bhavayatanena te deva bhavayantu vaha parasparam bhavayantaha shreya paramavapsyatha. We always think, we never thought about fighting in between person and person, or person with the family, person with the God, person with the nature, or man with the woman. We always say that Shakti Sahitame Shivam Shivam, Shakti Vihinam Shavam Shavam. Regarding Stri, regarding nature, everywhere this Parasparam Bhavayantaha thought is there. That thought is well said in all our literature. That's one example. Education. How this education system or institution as such is being developed here according to that Chiti. That's why in our nation alone, in our Rashtra alone, education is being explained, defined in this way. Sa vidya ya vimuktaye. What which emancipates us is vidya, is knowledge. What which gives us a job to sustain is not an interpretation or a definition of our knowledge. Everything is being developed in that way only. Family, when they are doing some sort of religious things, they have to think about the nature. They have to think about the neighbors. They have to think about the nation. Whenever we are doing, I will conclude it with a small example. Last year we conducted all our organization related to this nation first intellectual activities, Vichara Parivar. We conduct a wonderful program there in Bhopal, and that program was named as Lok Manthan. It was a colloquium of thinkers and practitioners, not only thinkers, practitioners were also there. Unpad, illiterate tribals, the so-called illiterate, illiteracy and literacy, these definitions have been made by us people who are living in the towns. But those people they haven't got any knowledge about that. Thank God. That's good. And in the beginning, we conducted a Bhumi Puja. See, literature has been developed in that way, family has been developed in that way, education has been developed in that way, even the religious practices are also being developed in that way. That was an example which I want to give you. In the beginning, there was a Bhumi Puja, and that Bhumi Puja was conducted by a tribal chief, Agariya tribal chief. In Madhya Pradesh, there is a big community called Agariya. That community used to make iron even now. From their village, from their tribal area, they used to make iron out of stones. That's a different thing. Great scientists also. So, but not your university hasn't give them certificates. But in the beginning, there was a puja, and this Agariya chief was the main Purohita, no Brahmin. This tribe. In the presence of Mananiya Mukhyamantri, he was doing the puja. In the beginning, he used to say some sort of slokas. It was very much attractive for me, but I couldn't understand what is the meaning of it. One of the person who is very much related to this particular community was there, our Karyakarta worker, Sangeet. I asked Sangeet, do you know the meaning of that sloka which he recited? And he used to show some sort of actions also at that time. That attracted me. Sangeet told me, yes, I know, I will explain it to you later. Later he came to me, Sangeet, and he said, in that particular sloga, this gentleman is invoking all positive spiritual forces from all over Bharata and ask them to come to Bhopal and make this noble concept and program a success. He is invoking the positive forces from Kashmir. He is invoking positive spiritual forces from Sindh, even from our Dravida Desha. He is invoking from Kamakhya, from Kutch, everywhere. He used to say, it is in his own way. It's a practice. So it has been developed even in our tribal brethren, tribal community even. So my point is, or what which it is not my point, Deendayalji's point, that every institution was developed by the Chiti of this nation with the help of Virat on the basis of our cause or reason or goal. So be good, do good, and it is to be given to all persons who are living, and to all nature, even that good thing, good thoughts are to be given and work for it. That is in that way the state is also to be developed. For our concept, the political setup is not the supreme, dharma is the supreme. That is why we used to say we want a Rajya which is being ruled or controlled by dharma. That is the basic concept of Pandit Deendayalji's Dharma Rajya. Namaskar.
Thank you, Nandakumar.